Welcome to Global Fact Trends, where we uncover the most compelling facts shaping our world. Today, we delve into a topic that impacts every one of us, the environment. What if I told you that some of the worst disasters in recent history have left lasting scars on our planet, affecting ecosystems and communities alike? These aren't mere events of the past. They are stark warnings, echoes of devastation that resonate through time. Join us as we explore the 7 worst environmental disasters in recent history and what we can learn from them. The year was 1986. In the heart of what is now Ukraine, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, a monument to human ambition, became a symbol of unimaginable disaster. A sudden surge of power during a routine test, a reactor pushed beyond its limits, and then the explosion. The force of the blast ripped through the reactor core, tearing open a hole into the very heart of the plant. What followed was a relentless torrent of radiation, spewing invisible poison into the atmosphere. Thousands of lives uprooted, forced to flee their homes, leaving behind a silent testament to the invisible danger. A 30-kilometer exclusion zone, a ring of isolation, was hastily erected around the disaster site. A once vibrant landscape, now eerily still, frozen in time. The health consequences: a grim litany of cancers, birth defects, a legacy of suffering passed down through generations. The town of Pripyat, once a bustling community, now stands as a ghost town, a haunting reminder of the disaster's enduring grip. Yet, even in the face of such desolation, life persists. Plants and animals, tenacious in their will to survive, have begun to reclaim the exclusion zone, a testament to nature's resilience, a glimmer of hope amidst the ruins. Chernobyl's legacy extends far beyond the borders of Ukraine, serving as a stark warning to the world. It is a story of loss, of resilience, and of the enduring power of nature, even in the face of our greatest mistakes. In the heart of the Gulf of Mexico, a vast and vibrant ecosystem teemed with life. But beneath the surface, a disaster of unimaginable proportions was unfolding. On April 20th, 2010, the Deepwater Horizon oil rig became a symbol of environmental catastrophe. A catastrophic blowout unleashed a torrent of crude into the pristine waters. Over 87 days, 210 million gallons of oil spread across the Gulf, leaving devastation in its wake. Heartbreaking images of pelicans, their wings weighed down by thick oil, unable to fly, dolphins struggling to breathe in the suffocating slick, and miles of once pristine coastline, now blackened and desolate. The BP oil spill was more than an environmental disaster. It was an economic catastrophe. Fishermen watched helplessly as the oil choked the life out of the waters that sustained them. The spill killed an estimated 100,000 birds, sea turtles, and marine mammals. The long-term consequences of the disaster are still being assessed. The BP oil spill serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of our oceans and the far-reaching consequences of our actions. The Amazon rainforest, a verdant tapestry of life, a symphony of biodiversity unlike any other on Earth. For millennia, this ecosystem has absorbed vast amounts of carbon dioxide, regulating global weather patterns, but a growing threat has emerged, with catastrophic consequences for the planet. Rampant deforestation, driven by greed, is scarring the landscape. The consequences are far-reaching. The Amazon is home to 10% of the world's known species. As the rainforest shrinks, so does its biodiversity, pushing species to extinction. Indigenous communities are also bearing the brunt of the destruction. Their ancestral lands are cleared for cattle ranching, logging, and mining. The rainforest plays a vital role in regulating the global climate. As deforestation continues, this carbon sink becomes a source of greenhouse gases. The 2019 wildfires, fueled by drought and human activity, shocked the world. Images of raging infernos and smoke plumes served as a stark reminder of the fragility of this ecosystem. The fate of the Amazon is inextricably linked to our own. On March 11, 2011, the coast of Japan was rocked by one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded, a magnitude 9.0 tremor that unleashed a devastating tsunami. The world watched in horror as towering waves crashed ashore, swallowing entire towns and villages. But amidst the chaos and destruction, another crisis was unfolding, one that would have far-reaching consequences for Japan and the world. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, located on the coast, was struck by the tsunami, triggering a series of catastrophic failures. The plant's cooling systems, designed to prevent the reactor cores from overheating, were overwhelmed by the surge of water. As the cores melted down, they released dangerous levels of radiation into the atmosphere, forcing the evacuation of hundreds of thousands of people. The Fukushima disaster was a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature and the vulnerabilities of even our most advanced technologies. It raised serious questions about the safety of nuclear power, particularly in seismically active regions. The Fukushima disaster was a tragedy for Japan, but it also served as a wake-up call for the world. In the heart of America, a city known for its industrial heritage, a different kind of disaster unfolded, one that exposed a deeply troubling truth about inequality and environmental injustice. Flint, Michigan, once a thriving hub of automobile manufacturing, became a symbol of systemic neglect and the devastating consequences of prioritizing cost-cutting over public health. In 2014, in a move touted as a cost-saving measure, the city's water supply was switched from Lake Huron to the Flint River. But the Flint River, heavily polluted from decades of industrial discharge, was far from safe for consumption. The corrosive water, laden with lead and other contaminants, flowed through the city's aging pipes, leaching lead into the drinking water. Residents, their concerns initially dismissed, began to notice alarming changes: discolored water, foul odors, and a litany of health problems, particularly among children. The Flint water crisis exposed deep-seated inequalities in American society, highlighting how communities of color and low-income families often bear the brunt of environmental hazards. The fight for justice in Flint is far from over. The Flint water crisis serves as a stark reminder that environmental justice is social justice, that access to clean water is a fundamental human right. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill, a disaster that unfolded in the depths of the Gulf of Mexico, left an indelible mark on the environment, the economy, and the lives of countless people. While the images of oil-soaked pelicans and blackened coastlines captured the world's attention, the human cost of the disaster often went unseen, hidden beneath the surface of the tragedy. On that fateful day in April 2010, 11 workers lost their lives in the explosion that ripped through the Deepwater Horizon oil rig. Their families, forever scarred by the tragedy, became the first victims of a disaster that would have far-reaching consequences. Thousands of people, their livelihoods intertwined with the Gulf of Mexico, found their lives upended by the disaster. Fishermen, their boats idle, their nets empty, watched helplessly as the oil slick spread across the fishing grounds that had sustained their families for generations. The spill also took a heavy toll on the mental and emotional health of Gulf Coast residents. The Deepwater Horizon disaster highlighted the human face of environmental catastrophes, the ripple effects that spread far beyond the immediate impact zone. It is a story of loss, resilience, and the enduring human spirit, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy. The 1930s, a decade etched in American memory as a time of hardship and despair. The Great Depression gripped the nation, but in the heartland, another disaster unfolded, one that would transform the landscape and leave an enduring legacy on the American psyche. The Dust Bowl, a period of severe dust storms that swept across the Great Plains, was a man-made disaster, a stark reminder of the delicate balance between human activity and the environment. Years of intensive farming practices, coupled with a prolonged drought, had left the topsoil vulnerable to the forces of nature. The winds came, howling across the plains, lifting the dry, exposed topsoil into the air, creating massive dust storms that blotted out the sun, turning day into night. These black blizzards, as they came to be known, choked crops, buried homes, and forced thousands of families to flee their land, seeking refuge and a better life elsewhere. The Dust Bowl was a disaster of epic proportions, displacing millions of people, devastating the agricultural economy, and leaving lasting scars on the land and in the hearts of those who lived through it. The Dust Bowl serves as a stark reminder that even in the face of adversity, human ingenuity and resilience can prevail. As we conclude our exploration of the 7 worst environmental disasters in recent history, it's crucial to recognize that these events are not just historical facts. They are lessons for us all. Each disaster reveals our vulnerability and the interconnectedness of our actions and the environment. What can we do? Advocate for sustainable practices, support policies that protect our planet, and raise awareness about environmental issues. Together, we can prevent history from repeating itself. Thank you for watching Global Fact Trends. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, let's stay informed and inspired.